Welcome to the store. Game on the go. Peep gang, cause I ain't gonna hold you. There's a lot of reasons behind the way a person acts. And a lot of it, if not majority of it, stems from how a person was raised. I'm gonna talk about a subject that I know about personally. The generation that I come from, it was more single parents raising their sons than two-parent homes. And majority of those single parents that was doing the raising of the son was a female. Now, with that being said, there's an imbalance, okay? Because a child needs both his parents. A lot of those single parent homes was black or women with melanin, whatever you want to call yourselves, right? I'm talking about you. If you are not equipped with what the son has, which is his genitalia, his innards, his way of thinking or whatever, all you're doing is maintaining it. Okay, that's no disrespect to those women out there that they do the best that they can do with what they have to work with. It's not a knock. I tip my hat to you. This is dedicated to aid at those women that have forgotten, how they raised their sons. And then later on in life, they're shocked at certain things that they do. To those women that had a man in their life, and that man wasn't their son's biological father, and that man was a well-known womanizer, and he would only show his face during holidays and things of that nature, and eat and take you to the bedroom and then leave to go to his other houses or family. What do you think you're teaching your son? See, we got to realize that we are our kids' first teachers. Everything stems from the home. If you're allowing a man to come into your house and not marry you, be it sexual, financial, mental, or spiritual, what do you think you're teaching your son to do to another woman? Another example, a scenario. You've been waiting for that person to in your eyes, do right by you by marrying you, or perhaps even, leaving his significant other for you. And you've been waiting for umpteen years. What do you think you're teaching your son? You taught him how to be used. Now, with both of those two scenarios, a lot of men, or young men, that grew up in those types of environments needed help to cope with certain things, because a lot of times what was being done to our parent was so damaging to us to as we never forget it. And so involuntarily or voluntarily, you teach your son how to hate that person that's mistreating you, when you should be showing him how to stand firm. I ain't saying be perfect, but not be abused. You should always show your kids how not to be abused by anybody. But a lot of us who grew up in single-parent homes by mothers, especially that was impoverished, a lot of us needed, and to this day, still need counseling. Because some of us don't understand why we have a disdain, a issue with women, not knowing that it actually comes from how we genuinely feel about our mothers and what she accepted, and the lack of love that she showed herself and showed her seed. This is not a knock. This is just shit that I know exists. Now, I understand you work with what you got. I get it. But when you're telling your kid or your son, who's only 10 years old, lies like he's the man of the house, what are you truly teaching him? Brothers out here, they having such a real, they don't know how to. They want to trust a woman. They want to love a woman. But the very first woman that they love unconditionally shows them conditions of love based on what their moms taught them was okay. So they see nothing wrong with calling a woman out of their name. They see nothing wrong disrespecting a woman in front of their friends. They see nothing wrong pushing them in the face. They see nothing wrong with not working and laying up with another woman and not paying the bills and mama paying the bills. Because mama did it. So all I'm saying is this. Shit, man, everybody got to be held accountable for their own shit. If you show him growth and you go to him and you say, hey, son, man, I'm sorry, I was wrong. A lot of times, that's all your son wants you to say to him. All he want to hear is genuinely say, hey, I'm sorry. And truly mean that shit. And then follow that shit up with, hey, man, how can I make it better between us? But a lot of y'all are so stubborn and stuck in your own ways. And instead of you swallowing your pride so you can help your son push forward and genuinely grow, y'all would rather die than show in some way, shape, form, or fashion that you was wrong than to set shit straight with your own son. That's how stubborn y'all ass is. We put you on that pedestal to where you can't be touched. Knowing deep down inside, man, that shit that my mom did to me was fucked up. And for some strange reason, you think the wrong that you do is validated by the hurt that you went through, when it's not. Because, man, when you know better, you do better. You know, your mama made you feel like shit. Why in the hell would you turn around, spit that same poison, that same venom into your son? It festers in him to a point to where it becomes an illness in him. You mean to sit up here and tell me you would rather kill your kid than to help your son move forward and progress and genuinely grow? Some of y'all are like that, man. But to those that genuinely struggle with some of the shit you know you cause your kid to go through, say, man, it ain't never too late to fix the wrong, especially if both of y'all are breathing and both of y'all are willing to sit at that table, man. Like I said, as boys growing up, we put our moms on pedestals, even though we know they fucking up. That doesn't mean that we don't love y'all. All we saying is, hey, mom, look in the mirror and fix that spot. You want me to clean my spot up in my mirror. You won't even look at your spot. Like I said, you know, it wasn't meant to offend nobody, but if it did, man, I'm going to pray for you. And hopefully, you know, you watch the video and get a better understanding. That's game on the go.